There's no doubt on this channel, we've made good power with stock bottom end 302s and 351 Windsors. Ranging from the simple builds from Dad's car, where we made the Cobra motor, basically a fake Cobra motor, and even Project Hot Wheels, where we just rebuilt a completely bone stock motor and we turboed it. But one of our favorite builds was the Black Car's stock bottom end 351 Windsor, heads cam intake turbo, and we were impressed with the power it made and the times that it did run. Last we left you, we were tearing a couple 351 Windsors down, trying to decide on which direction we wanted to build next. By the end of the video, we're gonna know which way we're going, and I'm gonna show you all the parts we're gonna use. It's been about 10 years since we've had a stock bottom end 351 Windsor build. And the last one that we built here for the Black car, we ended up making pretty good power with. On the dyno, it made 715 wheel with an on-3 turbo kit and a 76mm turbo. At the track, the car weighed about 3,500 pounds with me in it. With this video, we went 978 at 144, but we have been mid 950s with it. Considering the weight of the car, that's pretty good. Regardless which engine you choose to build, whether it be a 302 stock bottom end, 351 stock bottom end, or if you decided to make a stroker kit with like a 331, 347, 393, 408, all of them are great builds. You just build the engine the way you want to build it, based on budget, based on time, and pretty much your horsepower goals. In our previous videos, we were taking apart a couple 351 Windsors, one that was on the stand back there, and one that we had torn apart right here. And what we found out about this 351 Windsor is it had a really nice standard bore. It wasn't something that we really needed to bore out. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of want to save this block for a potential 387 stroker 2.0. I just wanted to make reference to the fact that we're gonna be using this and that block in another video. And we're gonna talk about the horsepower limits that we made on both of them. And I'm gonna show you side by side the differences between the two blocks and what makes the strength differences between them. So you're gonna have to stick around for that one. Today we're going to focus on bringing this 351 Windsor that we started taking apart in our previous videos, and we're going to talk about by the end of the video what we got going on in this box and that box over there and how we're going to build it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's get this thing rolled over and set up. We're gonna put you on a couple time lapses, start popping some of these parts off down to the bare block, get it completely tore down so we can get it over to the machine shop. And by the end of the video, I'm gonna show you some parts that we have that we're gonna be combining with this build to recreate that stock bottom end 351 build we had 10 years ago. I mean, the block wasn't terribly bad, but there was definitely some sludge in here that was of concern. We were gonna build a stock bottom end bone stock 351 Windsor with the standard bore, re-ring and re-bearing, and we still might end up doing that with this block. Content for another day. Or we're just gonna make another 387. We'll keep moving along, and I got my manifold to do, and then we're gonna pop the heads off, get a chance to look at the bore of it, which is the most important. And this gives you any sort of inclination on this motor. Well, we got it. Oh, look at those cylinders. This sledge. Look at that. After seeing that, I probably just should have stopped taking it apart, but I figured I would continue going to see how bad it was. Yeah, this is definitely not a good sign at all. So we had to take a minute and clean up our mess. I hate working in a bunch of mess, so we didn't realize that there was that much water in it. It is what it is. Got it all nice and cleaned up. Still got the front of the motor to do, the oil pan, take the bottom end apart. Not a big deal. Let's get back to busy. Never ceases to fail that one of these are stuck in the block. It's usually right here in the timing chain. Oh, that's nasty. Yeah, that don't look good at all. Ended up getting the timing chain cover off. These should be never seized, always. Just a little bit will do you. It keeps it from the coolant passages getting it all locked up or whatever. But I'm gonna pull the cam and the lifters out and get down to a bare block, and then we'll set the bare block up over here and get it ready for the next video where we head to the machine shop. I say 94 to 97 was specific for roller blocks. It had the same dog bone retainer that was in the 302s. And this is actually the same camshaft that the Explorers used in the GT40 motors. You can see, fits right on. Same thing. Again, these were only made like 4 years, so you could use any 351 Windsor when you're building one. Not a big deal. They're all good. I like the roller one, especially for the budget builds, because I can just stick a roller camshaft in without actually buying link bar lifters, which could be in $500 or $600, $700 range. Whereas here you could just get a set of OE replacements and run them. This is a TE. You can see the TE number right there. That's how you can identify camshaft's factory. It's the truck cam. 422, 448 lift. Same camshaft that's in the 302 GT40 motor. Well, it looks like this is probably going to be the end of this journey with this motor. I started cleaning out these cylinders, and I'm pretty sure that's a cracked cylinder sleeve, which kind of sucks because I was trying to actually save this thing. I mean, it can still be sleeved and still used, but at this point, I'm going to stop working on it. Probably send it over to Dave and see what he wants to do with it. Put it over with the other broken one that we have that we can sleeve, but looks like we'll be using that 351 end to begin with. I do apologize for bringing you guys through this. We had to find out. You just seen it as I did. I wouldn't have been able to get the bottom end of that motor out anyways. That sleeve's all jacked up. I don't know. I'm just going to take it over to the machine shop. We'll figure out what we're going to do to it then. So looks like we'll be using our 351 Windsor for a stock block, stock bottom end rebuild. But let me show you what parts we're going to be using with this. Back here in the box, we have that motor that you've seen in the videos earlier today, making power at 715 wheel, were these pistons. Pull these out of the old corner here. We've been talking about these for a long time. I guess if I was going to build a 30 over block, I would rather it be something that was clean anyways than something that looked like that. Some of these rods, you can see why that 351 stock bottom end came apart. You can see that rod's bent. We actually bent 2 or 3 of them. These rods on this pistons here are very good shape. We end up popping these rods off these stock pistons and just replacing these. These are Wiseco forged pistons. Pretty nice pieces right here. Now, as for our 387 2.0 version, we'll just end up cleaning out the other block and making it nice and using this stock set of pistons that I found. But you can see they're factory Ford. You can see the Ford symbol, and they're the E7ZECA, which is TRW forged. It's actually a TRW stamp in there. You can see it. Now, if you remember correctly, on the 387 stroker, we had a set of trick flow at 170 heads. These had actually been ported out, flowed like 300, put better valves on them, and we put all new springs and redid the seats and everything on these. And those are the cylinder heads we're just going to run with our build. Next, we got to talk about the intake that we're going to run. We already run with a trick flow box R. That's the one we ran with last time, but I think we're going to change it up a little bit this time. I do have this Edelbrock manifold, and I do have this extra set of fuel rails. We also have this top hat style, this carb EFI style intake upper and lower that we're going to probably use. It's got the hardware and the rails, and you can mount the fuel rails right here on this lower intake. We might end up switching this stuff out for the trick flow stuff depending on what we're going to do with them. Now, as for a camshaft and lifters, we're going to go with the conventional dog bone retainer and just the drop-in set of lifters, hydraulic roller lifters. And then we're gonna run with the Anderson B451 camshaft, which is the same camshaft that we have in the white car, which on that turbo setup, we made 1,000 horsepower on. So it's got the potential to make the power. We have our old school B&G turbo kit. I'm pretty sure we could modify this to make it fit into the 351. Got the 3.5-inch downpipe that's already fit to the black car. Cold side, we got the hot side here, which just so happens to be the 7675 on-3 billet wheel turbo that we had with a AGP 1.27 housing. So it's gonna make some pretty good steam, I think. Been sitting for a while, I gotta clean it up. But I expect every bit of this combo to make every bit the power that the other one did. My whole goal with this build right here is to, stay around the 600 range at around 10 pounds. A lot of fun with that. It's a deep 10-second car, a high 9-second car at that point. 600, 650 wheel, have all kind of fun with it on the street. We get the 387 built again. We're gonna probably end up going back to naturally aspirated, do a little bit of wheel power on a better camshaft as well. So most likely you'll stick a trick flow stage 3 in the 387 with we're gonna fly cut the original pistons and do a little bit of a different build. So we've got a couple cool builds going on with the black car this coming year. Plus, I think we're gonna finally end up getting it painted. Them is what you call the brakes, guys. That's just the way it is. I keep this stuff on this channel as raw as I can, and I'm sorry if I wasted a little bit of your time on today. Got a game plan. This is Project 351. This is what it's gonna be. Project Stock Bottom End 351. That's what we're gonna call it. That's what I've named it. Really good block, really good rods and pistons. We're gonna use the forged. Good crankshaft, Anderson B451. Old school trick flows, it's been ported and worked on. Custom turbo kit that we created using the On3 design. Gonna make good power, it's gonna be fun. Not really sold just yet on the carbureted style EFI intake, or if I should run the Box R like we have here on the shelf. Tremec TKX stick shift with a McLeod clutch. And we're gonna have all kind of fun with it for at least the first half of 2025. Got to get my black car off the jack stands. That shit bothers me having any of my cars disabled, because this time last year, none of them were. So if you guys enjoy this sort of content, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, let me know what you guys think. Check out that join button, become a member of the channel, get exclusive content to the channel. We got some merch at neomustangs.com, Stick Shift Life and Neo Mustangs t-shirts with the black car on the back. We also made some unbranded t-shirts and hats that were pretty cool with Stick Shift Life that had all the Tremeks on it, the T56, the T5, and the TKX. And also includes the Stick Shift G-Force 101A. If you guys like that stick shift shit, go check it out at neomustangs.com. Check out that merch. Appreciate you guys for watching. We will see you soon in the next video, as we're most likely heading to the machine shop.